So the Gears of War E-Day beta is over with, and I know this video is a little late after that, but took a little time to rest up because I've been playing the game non-stop. Been playing it for over 80 hours, and I've put a lot of time into it. Not only that, I wanted to make sure I at least got a decent way into the Versus, even though I'm not particularly fond of it. I was able to make it up to Onyx to Division A, if that really means anything in this beta, but either way, I have some final thoughts for before the game comes out, and I'll try to make this video as short as possible and not make it a 40-minute rant thing like I did before. So let's talk about what I really loved about the game. I loved the sound, I loved the movement, I loved the characters, I loved the Horde Siege mode. It was my favorite mode, the mode that I put the most time into. Also, the music was fantastic. There was a lot of things about the beta that I really enjoyed. Horde Siege was definitely one of them. In fact, the only real complaints that I have about it is that some of the missions aren't really randomized, so you can pretty much know exactly where to go, exactly what to do whenever you activate them. And also, some missions don't really seem to explain themselves very well. A perfect example is, well, at least this drop that happened. It's the weapon part stockpile. There's a weapon part stockpile in the game. You need every single person in the match to actually go to this location. And the more people that are in the circle, the more these weapon parts rack up. It goes from like a common to a rare to a legendary, but nobody knows about it. All they think of is go to the objective, press the button, and then you get parts. Nobody knows that the more people that are in there, the more parts you get. I've only ever been able to get one squad in there, so we just get I think the common one or something like that, or the rare one, and it just gives you 10 weapon parts. If you get a legendary, I imagine you could probably get like 20. I mean, who knows? But it doesn't explain what you have to do when you're in that objective. Another complaint I have is that there are some people that don't realize that there's this one mission where you collect rig parts, and you have to bring it to the rig and repair it. Some people don't realize that they have this part on them, or they don't realize they need to bring it to the rig, so they'll hold on to it, and the waves don't stop. They keep coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming. But little stuff like that. Like, there's not too much about Horde Siege that I really complain about. It seems really good, and I can't wait to play more of it. Now, moving on to Versus. I've already done a video about how I hate Versus. It's a little different than what you would think, but still, I don't particularly enjoy playing Versus in this game. I know I do have a few videos on it, but that's because, like I said, I was trying to get the whole experience. And quite frankly, I just don't really enjoy this PvP. I don't really think it's going to go very far, at least with this impressions that I have from the beta. It might be something to go into for 1 or 2 matches, maybe 3, I don't know. But most of my time was playing Horde Siege. Versus was just not fun. There were a lot of inconsistencies that happened with the Nasher. The Lancer, when it first was out, was horrible. Like, now it's fine, but like still it's eh. One thing, the respawn timers, absolutely atrocious. Getting 12-second respawn timers 3 times in a row was absolutely horrible. I ran into a lot of people just using the slide mechanic, like just abusing it. Like, there was a lot of things about the Versus that I didn't like. Honestly, I feel like they should, just like a summary of my previous video, I feel they should make a different kind of Versus mode, a different style of PvP, something bigger, grander. Something where you get to actually play as the locust creatures or something like that. There's got to be something different here. You can have this mode, yes, for sure, obviously, because there are people who like to play this type of game style, or the gameplay where you just go against human players in this like little arena. And that's pretty much what Gears has always been about. But I feel like if they're trying to advance or evolve this game, make it more casual friendly, then they need these more casual friendly modes, like a ground war, a Battlefront style games, something different than just this rinse and repeat that we've seen for various Gears games. And even with all the new stuff with this game, the Versus mode is there's a quote from another YouTuber that I saw. I can't remember exactly who it was, but they kind of summarized this perfectly. It's like the multiplayer doesn't quite know what it wants you to do. The movements and Horde Siege and everything, it really works because, like, you move from place to place, you feel tankier, weightier, and that's like the whole vibe that they're trying to give off with this game, is that you're a tank. The movement's not supposed to be that fast and stuff like that, but the game itself feels like it's trying to it's wanting you to go fast, but it kind of holds you back. Perfect example is I'll be trying to play Conquest, and the enemy team gets to the point. Me and my team were just at the previous point. We go from point A to point B, and it takes us a while to get there because the game is a little slower. When we get to the point, the time to kill with the shotgun is incredibly fast. So by the time you get there, sometimes you're just dead right away. Or if they cross you with the Lancer, you'll go down right away. So it's like the time to kill is fast, but the time to get to the next objective takes forever, because once your entire team dies, you might be hit with a 12-second respawn timer. In fact, sometimes I've been hit with a 14-second one because the respawn timer doesn't start until like a second or two after you've seen the person that's killed you. Then, after you finally respawn, usually you're respawning all the way on the other side of the map, or at least halfway in the map away from the point. So you and your team have to, once again, go from there slowly to the next point, and then if you get to the next point, you might die super fast again, or maybe you might win, I don't know. But either way, by the time you've gotten to that second point, you've spent so much time respawning, so much time going from point A to point B, maybe even trying to get a power weapon, that the point is pretty much 90% taken, and they've only sat there for maybe one firefight. The versus in this definitely needs work. If anything, or if they don't change it, I don't even think like adding different modes to this is going to make a damn bit of difference. They need to do some some serious work with this, because it's not going to last very long if it stays like this. But summarize it, versus kind of sucks. I wish that they would do a more bigger mode, 20v20, ground war, Battlefront style. I don't care. Hell, even Titanfall. Put me in a game mode where there's just a few players on the other team. Everybody else is bots in this like the Horde Siege mode, and we just go at it and you just don't know. Something else. I would love to see something else, and I feel like they are on their way to it with the Horde Siege. Either way, that's it for Versus. I don't like it. But overall impressions, what I've seen, I'll definitely give the beta like a 7 out of 10 if I have to give it a score. Maybe a 6.5. The Horde Siege was definitely the best part. Some of it was a little hit or miss with some of the missions, or like with the randoms that I've met. Sometimes it's not very good because they don't know what to do. But I'm pretty sure with time people will figure it out. With the versus, didn't like it, so that's definitely going to affect my sort of score with it. I just didn't really find it really that replayable, because it was just the same thing. And the weird thing is, I don't know why this seems to be a thing, but every single time that they make a new Gears game, or they're trying something new, they always seem to go and look at, like, it seems like they're going to look at Gears of War 1. Because now we're back to center screen aiming, no aim assist in the shotgun, and it's just weird, because the wall bouncing even almost looks a little bit like Gears of War 1. I don't know why they don't look at Gears of War 3. Gears of War 3 was peak. It was the best multiplayer experience in terms of Gears that I've ever been a part of. Both Horde, both Beast Mode, multiplayer, campaign, everything about Gears of War 3 was like perfect.
And I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
Like, every single weapon was usable. Every single weapon had its own place in it, and it just worked really well. I don't know why they don't want to focus on that one, and they want to keep going back to Gears 1. Like, I get it, it was original, and it's the classic, it's what made it's Gears. But, like, hell, I'm not going to lie. I know that aim assist was in Gears of War 3 in the shotgun. You know what? I kind of want it back, because sometimes the inconsistencies with these shotguns are just absolutely atrocious. Either way, though, I'm rambling on. Would I give this as like a 7 out of 10 or a 6.5 out of 10? Definitely wasn't perfect, but the new Horde Siege mode is a must to play. And I can't wait for the game to fully come out. But anyway, that's my opinion on the Gears of War E-Day beta. I hope you have a good day, and I'll catch you later.